Jersey or Norfolk?
I'm in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. You said sister-in-law. I had to remember.
My brother's
Your brother's
wife.
sister.
My brother's,
your brother's wife.
Yeah. Who's the hostess with the mostest? Let me tell you. I don't know why.
I would say that too, so I wouldn't get smothered in my sleep.
If she heard you say that, she'd kick your butt. She's a Jersey girl. Just remember that. I don't know. It's taking me to Restream now. Maybe he did something. All right, cool. So good. It's on Restream. He did something awesome. All right, let's get it going. Live out of finally Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania, my hometown, Byron's hometown. We are proud baby boys from Perth Amboy and Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where Byron's at right now. If he's not traveling throughout the country, we are live. We are with the Jersey Boy Sports Cards. Don't forget to subscribe to all our channels on your social media channels, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher. We are streaming live every Thursday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can listen to our replays. We are hosted by Byron Jones and myself, Victor Arocho, brought to you by The Sportscast. Go to The Sportscast or go to our website, subscribe. We have several other channels during the week. We talk college football. We talk NBA. We talk multiple sports. And we're fortunate today to join by several of our regular co-hosts today. I'm happy to see Big Philly. We lost Big Philly for a second there. All right, Big Philly's coming back. All right.
No, I'm switching up. Yeah.
All right, cool. We have our regular co-host and our Colorado sports enthusiast, my fraternity brother John Rodenberg is here. Say hi. What's going on? We got the sports analyst with the statistics and the knowledge. Big style Andres Gisbert, who knows all the ins and outs and has been a championship coach at the high school level and coaching at college level as well. Shout out to Andres. And we have a special guest with his own show, Big Philly, who's actually a big Finn fan. He's got a sports show as well. We're going to talk about his sports show. So we're going to be kind to him because we usually make fun of South Florida fans. I'm sure he'll agree with some stuff, but he'll also make fun. But at least Miami's got a good team going on for what we have. So again, thank you very much. Today is Thursday, Mr. Byron Jones. I'm over here in Jersey, so the weather is rather nice.
Yes, it has been all week.
Yep.
I'm impressed. I got off the plane. I had a great trip. I got upgraded first class. Lately, with my dad and stuff, I was going to Orlando. And when I fly American, shout out to American Airlines, a big American Airlines, but they would upgrade me to Orlando. And Andres is from Miami, right? So he knows to go to Orlando from Miami, it takes longer to take off and land than it is while you're in the flight. So every time they would upgrade me, I was like, man, I hope they don't chintz me when I go somewhere else. And God bless me on my trip here. I'm here for my 40th high school reunion. Probably older than some of you guys on the phone.
Yeah.
Other than Byron. Other than Byron. So at least I got one elder and his sister's in my class. So shout out to Vonda, class of 1983. So that's why I'm up here in Jersey. And they upgraded me. So it was awesome. The flight was on time. My brother picked me up. My brother's he's also a ref for a practice team, and he also refs high school and college, and he's in the studio for CBS. So shout out to my brother. That's about as much information he likes for me to share. But he knows football inside out, especially the rules. So God bless him. And we're excited with our host today. We're excited with all our co-hosts, and we're going to get going. So how we're going to start our show, Big Philly, we're going to talk, we go NFC East. We talk first around, we start off with the Giants. We're Giants Jersey Boy show. And then, unfortunately, it's not a good thing to talk about. But we start off with the Giants. Then we go through there. And then we start talking around the league, particularly with whoever's coming on as a guest, right? So, we'll talk about Denver because of John. We're definitely going to talk about Miami because you're on the show. And then we're going to talk about the 49ers. Shout out to a friend of mine, Zamara, who is made sure that I was out to dinner with us tonight with her and Lisa. Lisa, I sent her. She said she wanted to come on my show. She doesn't know much sports, but Zamara's a big 49er fan. So we're gonna be. She said talk about them. I go, look, they're playing the Cowboys, so we're gonna talk about them. Oh, yeah. So we got a lot to talk about. So now let's get started. Okay. Byron, I don't know if I feel worse today about the Giants than I did when we started our show and they were already bad. I don't know if it's because we had a taste last year and maybe they overperformed. I don't know if we got a taste because one series in scrimmage, they look good. I don't know if it's a taste because they beat the Cardinals and the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals, but I feel worse today about the Giants. And let me tell you, Joey Bag of Donuts made some good points about what we spent on the defense last week. He did a really good job for a Steelers fan to talk about the Giants. Byron, I feel worse about the Giants today than I did 4 years ago, and they were bad 4 years ago. What are your thoughts?
That's not bad. That was 1970s bad. That's how far back I go. That was the offensive line was awful. The defensive line, they don't tackle. There's no discipline. They don't have any fire about them. And they play Miami. I might as well throw it out there. I'm hoping Miami doesn't put an 80 piece on them because that was bad. I don't even want to talk about them so bad. I've never seen nothing like it. The number 7 pick in the draft, and I'm gonna blast him, Evan Neal. Then he gets on with the web or whatever, and the comments about people flipping hamburgers and hot dogs, coming to watch and whatever. And this guy came from the IMG, a big program down there in Florida, played at a big program, University of Alabama. He's not used to failing. He's failing miserably, failing. He is. We had Eric Flowers a few years ago, University of Miami guy, and he was bad, but Evan Neal might be worse. I can't do it no more. It's bad.
Eric Flowers, if I'm not mistaken, he played for Washington too, and he played for the Dolphins as well, right, for a year.
Yeah.
The same Eric Flowers, right? Yeah.
But they switched
his injuries.
Yeah. Well, with him, they switched him to guard, and then he was more successful playing guard than right tackle. But
he played really well for us at guard for like a year, but he was very he had a lot of his thing was injuries. Same thing with Armstead now, right? He brought in Armstead on left tackle for Miami, but you'd get 6-7 games out of him. So you're paying him all that money for 6-7 games, and that's the issue. So, Evan Neal, it's also tough too. It's a tough situation, especially with with your offensive line. You got Thomas out too, so. Let
me start with this though. So Byron, you feel the same way, man, because this is hard, man. Especially coming off of last year. I guess, but what makes it even worse, getting excited about our number 1 defense of line, interior line. We've given up 70-something points to 0 in the first half. In 3-4 games. In 4 games, 70 plus points, if not more, points that we've given up right off the bat. We're giving up. Think about it. We lost this weekend. If it wasn't for those 2 core turnovers, it was a 10-point game. It was 14. It would have been 14-3 or 10. I forgot what the score because of the 10 that we gave up. Okay, it's terrible. It's terrible. What? I mean, what? Did you see that almost muffed punt? I mean, yeah. It's like
you notice he wasn't back out there after that, right?
I was a good punt returner, and that was because I was blessed. Because all I wanted to do, got a lightning here issue. Okay, Andre's got a lightning issue. Okay, and I only wanted to get back there because the guys that were before me were no bad to them. They were good in their positions, but they were dropping the ball. I was like, Coach, I can catch the ball at least. I didn't know I would be able to run it as well as I did, but I can catch the ball. And do you guys agree? Back then, they weren't punting so deep. As long as you catch the ball, but don't be muffing the ball. And we're making mistakes after mistakes. We're giving up. We gave up 14 points on the defensive side. Okay. Anyhow, I'm just disgusted, bro. I didn't want to watch the fourth. I can't even speak. You know what I mean? And then you got the cat, and then you got our friend Mark, and I love him to death. And the things he's done in his life, God bless him. He served our country, Army Ranger, national champion. I got nothing but love and props for our brand Mark Horilik, right?
Horiluck. Get it right.
Horiluck. It's our boy. I love him to death. Guy goes silence when he loses against the Cardinals, and then comes back with a firestorm to second the Giants lose. And everything he says is right, but at least, be on the air. Don't be, Kadarius Tony and come off when you want to. Anyways, they are. I think there's only two teams worse than the Giants, and that's not saying much. You don't think there's anyone? I think. All right. So let's go. John.
No.
John, let's give you. Who do you think? Tell me what your thoughts on the Giants, and who you think are worse than the Giants.
I found it embarrassing that not only you guys got beat up by Geno Smith, but also Drew Lock. And my feelings on Drew Lock. All right.
As soon as he came in, I thought of you.
Yeah. I was so happy to see that son of a gun leave. But he was basically putting on a clinic. But I honestly, your offensive line was horrific, doesn't even cover it. It was like, it's not only Swiss cheese, it's that really thin Swiss cheese, thinly sliced, that you get at the deli.
Which I hate thinly sliced cheese, by the way.
I do too.
I like my stuff thick sliced. Don't give me that thin sliced stuff.
Yeah. So that's what I thought of watching that. And I as soon as Locke came in, I'm passively gonna watch it, but yeah.
Dude, his first touchdown he threw was an out. It was just an out pattern, a flat. That if it wasn't for the knee, he should have scored.
Yep.
And wait a minute. Wait, Victor. Who was the tight end? Where did he come from? Noah Fant? Where was
I forget.
I
forget where he came from.
Either Tulsa or the Giants.
No. He was a Denver guy.
He was a Denver guy.
He was a Denver.
He was the Broncos.
Oh, wait a second. A lot of guys that produced Sunday from Seattle, they were all attributing to the trade, to the Russell Wilson trade.
Yep.
Almost every guy they mentioned goes, thanks to the Russell Wilson trade. Thanks to the Russell. I mean, come to think of it, they said that a lot. Andres?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, John.
No, it's fine. Go on.
Andres?
I think it's sad that both teams out of the same building, out of the same stadium, have goose eggs.
When you say goose eggs, we have one win.
Sorry. Almost goose eggs.
But they're bad. They're both bad.
They're horrible. It could be the damn building.
They're bad. Hey, listen, we'll get to the Jets and Zach Wilson because I got some comments on that. But
I really think I really think you can't put it on any one individual unit. This past loss was pretty combined. It was all three phases of bad.
They were bad across the board.
That's what I'm getting at. All three phases of football. Offense, defense, special teams. It was all bad.
Coaching.
Quarterback.
Whoa. Leave my guy alone. Whoa. Leave my guy alone.
How many sacks were in that game?
11.
11.
You're gonna get Byron upset. You start talking about
three of
Danny
those
Dimes.
sacks, Big Philly. 3 of those sacks are the quarterback's already on the ground and guys are running just to tap them on the floor.
Yeah. So, hey, but listen to me. It was just terrible. There's no one facet. I'm not just blaming the quarterback, but Byron, you have to cringe anytime if he's in the red zone and he makes mistakes.
No. So, let's get off that. Last year, last year, the New York Giants were number 5 in the red zone. The year before, they were 32.
Okay.
This year, they're just, I don't know.
They're 33. They're 33.
They're 35 this year.
Okay. So my point being is to you is I've always said in the red zone, it wasn't Dan Jones' fault. It was the entire team's, everybody there. Okay. But it was so bad that the coach was disgusted with his own quarterback. Okay. And it was visibly seen. Number one. Number two. Okay. Playing defensive back. When I'm hot and I got your number, dude. That Witherspoon was on fire. That kid was on fire. He had a sack. He had a pick for 99. He had, did he have 2 picks? The kid was on fire. Let me tell you, when you're a defensive back and there's just something about it in the game and you're hot, you need to stay away from him because for some reason we're reading your mind. We can see you. And then what they're saying is that Danny Jones. Okay. They said his tendency is to stare down his first read.
Yep.
Okay, and then why? Number one, number two, I agree with the sacks. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying it doesn't help giving the other team 7 points when it turns to turnovers. You know how I feel in the red zone with him. Okay, yeah. All he had to do was throw the ball. Almost Darren Walker was wide open. Just throw it up.
Did you see?
Throw it to the pylon. Throw it to the pylon.
There was a safety over the corner, man. Look at the picture.
I guarantee you, he was open.
No, he wasn't.
He was wide open.
No.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Okay.
Big Philly, what do you think about how bad the Giants are?
They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad, especially now.
And we play you this weekend.
You do. Thank you, by the way, somebody, for the person that bought my tickets this weekend because I'm going to watch it at home. I have season tickets. But, the issue – Daniel Jones. When you look
you
at
sold
him,
your tickets?
Yeah, I don't get me wrong, dude. I have seen tickets, but I sell certain games. I
don't blame you. I would have sold that one
players.
Too.
No, but I go to see certain players. Like I was going to go to the Jets game this year. Last year I didn't go to the Jets game, but this year I was going to go. But obviously Aaron Rodgers went out, so I'm not going to that game. I don't go to the Pats games anymore after Brady left. Because I don't see the hype with Mac Jones. But like last year I went to Green Bay. This year I'm going to Dallas. I went to obviously our home opener. I'm going to the Tennessee game because I like to see certain players that I haven't seen. You see what I'm saying? And then the rest of the games I just sell. The games I don't want to go to, I sell, make my money back, and I replenish what I spent on the tickets. So like this year, sold 3 games, made my money back for the whole season.
Good for you.
So
let's get to the Giants. Talk to me about the Giants.
The Giants. It's tough because Saquon's out. You have you guys are pretty banged up, right? You guys fell short completely from what the offensive expectations were with Brian Daboll going there. In my opinion, they don't really utilize. I think Daniel Jones should be utilizing his legs a lot more than what he's using it because that's his strong point. Defensively, you guys are not performing what I thought you guys were going to perform, but I don't think you're the worst team.
Who's the worst team in your opinion? One of them's on our show.
One of them's playing right now. And I think even though Arizona's wins are there.
Who's playing right now?
I would say
the Bears.
The Bears. I think the Bears are pretty bad.
Bears against who?
But right now they're playing the Commanders right now.
Okay, we got to pick to get your picks in. Byron, who are you picking?
Commanders.
Commanders. I'm picking Commanders. John.
Commanders.
Big Philly. Before we get too
deep. Right now the score is 7-0 Chicago. Chicago came out pretty hot. Okay, I'm still probably going to go with the Commanders.
Andre,
I'm still going to go with the Commanders.
I can't say it anymore.
Okay, that's okay. That's great. But you gotta show interest in our show because I see
I am showing interest.
Okay,
I just looked at.
So you need to turn your face, and if you leave again, that's why I put you in the waiting room. So if you're going, don't make me put you back in the green room again.
No, it was lightning. I had to take care of a switch.
I don't mess around my show. I'm changing this show up. It's gonna get even more intense as we go on. Especially if my Giants lose, I'm gonna change this game. Byron's getting a nice new light. We're gonna get Byron in the background.
I just was double checking, and yep, it's another Parcells prodigy over there in the Giants that has gone. That has been a bust.
Yeah, Byron's actually in a bunker. He's like 4 feet underground. Did you guys?
Instead of the owner's box where he was the first 2 weeks.
That's next week. That's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm going back.
That's the retired life. So who do you think is the worst team in the league? Chicago. Who do you think is the worst team? John.
Well, only because of my team, I'm going to say Denver. But I will say this though.
Chicago looks bad.
It ain't because of Russ. It ain't because of Russell Wilson. Russell's having a good year.
Yeah,
and it ain't because of Jaleel McLaughlin.
No, time out. Russ is not having a good year. That's a bad statement.
Yeah, he is.
Statistically,
he's up there with Mahomes. He's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, look at his numbers.
All right, well then I apologize. I thought he had a good game. I haven't liked his play. He didn't
Their
look
defense is what's
Russell-esque.
killing them right
Yeah,
now.
the defense is what's killing us. But even
And the defense was expected to be a lot better, especially that secondary.
no, they brought Vance Joseph in. How is that going to be? How is that an improvement of anybody?
No, it's
I mean,
not. Vance
Andre,
Joseph is not improving.
Who do you think is the worst team?
I honestly want to say the Jets, but I think it's really going to be the Bears.
Byron?
Giants, man. Giants. I gotta say it, man. They're bad. That's bad.
No, you just don't know who's going to show up. All right, so now let's go back. So I mean, I don't even know much what to say. I don't even want to talk about too much about the Giants. We'll talk about the Giant Philly game when we come back around, so we can get Big Philly in there, and let's talk a little bit about Miami and Miami's game against Buffalo, which is pretty shocking to me. So now we got them, the Commanders. Okay, you know they're up and down too. You know what I mean? They're not playing consistent ball yet either. So your boy Sam Howell, right?
Yeah, he played very well against the Eagles.
Yeah.
He
did play against
but
the
he played
Eagles.
very bad against Buffalo too. So
Yeah. So
he's not consistent. He needs to string it together.
Philly's winning. You know, Philly's winning. I think, you know, what scares me about Phillies, I don't think they're winning. You know,
they're winning ugly.
They're winning ugly. Yes, that's a good way to say it. They're winning ugly. But I just think that they're a good team and they're going to get better. That's what's scary. It's like, you know, I think Eric Winters said, you know, October starts once snow starts falling. That's when the real teams start coming out. A lot of talk that we've talked about on our last several shows, Andres, you were not. We were talking a lot about that. We really think that the lack of play in preseason is really affecting the beginning of the NFL season. Right. It's affecting injuries. It's affecting play. It's affecting like nobody's coming out of the gate, steamrolling. And then injuries are taking place. You know, they got to fix that. Right. And they got to fix something. They got to fix something at MetLife Stadium because it seems like everybody in the world gets hurt there. You know what I mean?
I think there's something to be said about not being game ready. In college football, it's very hard to be game ready for that first week without going ahead and having two solid hitting practices leading to that first game.
Mm-hmm.
And some people will argue and no, I want to rest my guys a whole 3 days before that first game. No, you got to get them as close to game ready as possible because the hits are 9 times harder. Your adrenaline, your endorphins, they're all much higher. This whole thing about the synthetic turf. In some places it's good, in some places it's bad. I think there needs to be more uniformity. There are currently 7 different manufacturers of field turf, and every stadium chooses whatever they feel is best for their situation. I honestly think it's something that the Players Association have a right to be upset because places such as Minnesota,
MetLife Stadium, Byron and I've talked about it. Like we've always had this list of receivers, and everyone's have a hamstring. Like everyone's injured. We every injury we're getting is happening on the Jets. They're getting injury on our team. The away teams are getting injured in MetLife Stadium. It's ridiculous.
So as someone who has walked the field at MetLife Stadium, they have long strain field turf. I don't know who their manufacturer is, but that long strain field turf is supposedly slow down the running backs and this, that, the other. But I think it's actually what's causing the injuries and why the cleats are getting dug in deeper. And it's just I got to go see it because we went to go play against Fordham, and we got to tour the facility over there at MetLife. And the first thing we all noticed was how long the strains of synthetic grass were.
Yep.
It makes you want to play at Montclair State again, doesn't it?
Yeah. Or Trenton.
Oh God, I hate
Trenton was bad.
That wasn't even grass,
dude. It was green painted. It was a green painted concrete.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
it was
literally,
terrible.
you had to play with sneakers on. I think I got like first-degree burns when I dove for a ball.
Here and right on the calf.
It was terrible. It was terrible. All right, so the Cowboys. All right, the Cowboys haven't played anybody.
No, they haven't.
They haven't played a decent quarterback. So though they won, and, against the Patriots, Mac Jones looked terrible. I'm sorry, he looked terrible. Their defense didn't come to play either. And I don't know. I think Belichick, Belichick wasn't happy. They asked him why they pull him. In Belichick, I don't think lies. So I think Belichick pulled him. There was no reason to keep him in game. I don't think he pulled him because of his play. I think he just pulled him. We're getting our butts cooked. Why bother? Playing them, but they played poor. That we all picked the Patriots. We all lost.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, back to statistics, that was a dumb move on my part. Dallas is like 9-1 after a loss, even though they're one and done in the playoffs forever, but they're like 9-1 after a loss. They don't lose too many games two times in a row.
But Vic, it's also from the standpoint is we all hate the Cowboys.
That's what it is.
Well, we got to remember Eric doesn't like that word. So it's a harsh word. We dislike these guys
with a vengeance.
With much passion. You could tell, Big Philly. You could tell we're NFC people because if we did a poll, if you're not a Dallas fan, every team in the NFC East, number one team they hate the most is the Cowboys.
Yep. I'm not even an NFC East fan.
That's like the AFC East with the Jets. With the Pats. I'm sorry. All the years with Tom Brady,
you could say that
everybody hates the Pats,
right? But there's a lot of Dolphin fans that hate the Jets more than they do the Pats.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, from the older days. That's why those are usually the older fans. The younger fans, they hate the Patriots.
But even during they hate the Patriots. But the Jets, they hate losing to the Jets, though. Even when you both are bad,
I hate losing to any AFC East
it's
division,
true, but I'm just saying to you got your own podcast and so forth. To me, you must be a different South Florida fan because my opinion of South Florida fans is not very high.
So hold on. So this is like the third time you dropped that.
Yeah,
so I need to know.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you hard, baby.
We both will. Hold on.
But I'm gonna fire back. So I
got you.
Gotta say.
Okay, I feel first of all, and I've been living in Florida for close to 20 years, 20 plus, half my life, 20 something years. So that's number one. Number two, I've been to every sporting event in Florida, and I've never seen fans leave so early during any type of game. I'm talking about the NBA Finals when Ray Allen hit that shot. They were leaving the stadium. That's one that I dislike. Granted, there's a lot to do in Miami. The other thing that I don't like about South Florida fans, South Florida people in the sports, if you notice, most of your sportscasters, other than Dan Le Batard, they're all from the north. You can't really say there's a Florida sportscaster that's from Florida, except Dan Le Batard. Okay, everybody else is from.
Sorry, wait. Roy Firestone.
Okay, that's two.
Yeah, you got Batman, you got Iceman, you got.
There's very few guys.
Don't get me wrong, Stephen B from the Clockwalkers, he's from.
Yeah, your major shows are all from the north. So my point
being
is,
they usually up north somewhere.
So that's got to tell you something. The other thing is, and I'm not saying you, so this is not a direct hit. Andres is from South Florida, but he's well versed. You know what I mean? He could have a conversation. I felt like my Super Bowls that we won. I don't believe we were the best team when we won the Super Bowl. We weren't the best team in the league, but that day we were the best team. And
that's all that matters. Any given Sunday.
Right. But I found in my experience, South Florida fans aren't objective about their teams. It's if Dan Marino was on X team, he would have won Super Bowl every single time. Right. And you can't always say just because you replace a quarterback, he's going to win a championship. You know what I mean? See, someone in the background is agreeing. That's my point.
No, my wife. So on Prime right now, Prime just aired their next game, and it's the Broncos and the Chiefs. And my wife was like, "Oh no, not the Broncos."
That was for John. So anyhow, the only reason I say that is that we'll talk about it. They're not objective.
He's a Broncos fan.
Yeah,
John, that means the television viewership will go up 6,000% because all the Swifties.
Oh, the Swifties. Yep. So anyhow, let me Philly. So Big Philly. The only reason I'm saying that is that I found that they don't speak with sports knowledge and intelligence. They speak more from the heart. And I rather have a debate with objectivity about the game, about any sport than anything else. That's where I've found my experience has been.
And for me, it's the hockey fans in South Florida. You can't have a conversation with them because they don't understand there are other teams in the NHL.
I don't like hockey, so I can't.
I know you don't. You don't.
And Big Philly, so that's my only thing. It's just the objectivity. You understand, the art of sport is debate, right? So we could yell all the time, but sometimes they're yelling about stuff without really substance behind it. That's it.
So I agree to an extent. So
okay, that's better.
I agree that so I do agree that yes, most Dolphin fans or any sports fan, other than Inter Miami right now, and that's only because of Messi.
But that's my point.
Yeah, they will leave.
They're gone.
Now, yeah, they will. And and yes, you do have a point. The reason being is there's so much to do here. There's so much competition in entertainment. And alternatives, there is really a lot. But then again, another thing too is like me, right? If I'm seeing we're getting blown out, I'd rather get in front of that traffic and start heading home because the traffic here is so bad, especially in Miami Gardens.
Big Philly, they left in the NBA Finals with seconds left. They were on the news when the fans were banging in the doors trying to get back
money.
Right? I'm in the picture. I was there. I yelled at the family in front of me. Where are you going? Sit down.
You know what they were thinking about? They were thinking about, damn, that traffic on that 95 going north is going to be bad.
NBA Finals, bro. I'm playoff games. Hey, you can walk up to a Dolphin. I'm just saying to you, that's my you asked my reason why I threw that out there. Andres got a reason, and he
Andres, what part of South Florida are you from?
South Florida. He's from like the other passport,
like Kendall.
Nice.
Cutler Bay.
Westchester.
Oh, he way out there. I'm on the other side.
Way out there. Westchester, way out there. No, man, I was right now. I literally grew up across the street from Tropical Park, man.
Oh, okay. Okay,
that's the real Westchester, not West Miami, not West Kendall, or the island, or where the wind turned around called the Indian Hammocks. Okay.
Well, I grew up in Carroll City.
Go ahead, give your stuff.
Now, the biggest problem about the people from Miami, they're not from Miami.
Yeah, a lot of them aren't either.
So they're not real Miami fans. They are rent-a-fans. They are bandwagon, hitch my ride, buy the T-shirt of the week.
True.
Go ahead, get in the further line and say, it's my team. It's my team. They are by far the most obnoxious, ignorant people in the freaking universe when it comes to cheering for a team. If you go into my closet,
but don't blame it on the transient. Don't blame it on the transients, because you can go to a party and you and I know we've been to parties in Miami and there's a game on, and the only one watching the game is me.
It's you and me.
And then somebody else has an opinion about the game.
Oh yeah. Oh no. It was the playoffs. It was the freaking playoffs, and you and me are the only ones in front of the TV. And everybody's like, "Oh, I'm a diehard football guy." Oh, really? Die hard. Go enjoy your pastelitos.
Yeah, I don't, man. Let's keep and let's not point any fingers, But I'm just saying, to Big Philly, that's why, right? Like my experience is like they want to have a conversation of football, and there's a major game on, and they're not watching it. So how do you, I don't have respect for that. I can see if you don't like it. Like if it's a hockey and a playoff, I don't really care. No offense, John. But if it's NBA, if it's baseball, no, as long as the Yankees are in there. If it's baseball, basketball, I'm watching. But anyhow.
Andre, you're right there, buddy. blood pressure
No,
okay
but
now?
he does. He
Well,
does got a
tell,
point.
you guys
bro. He
could
does
tell
got a
that
point.
gets me hot because both me and Victor, we deal with it at all our family gatherings.
So I wanted to exclude that, keep the family out of it because that would
And here's another thing.
too many people know
Miamians
us, Andre. So let's leave that alone because I don't want that to backfire on me.
And another thing too is a lot of the native Miamians, they got priced out. So most of them have left South Florida. A lot of them are further north. A lot of them are in
That is true.
Orlando and
Ohio?
different areas.
Mhm.
Ohio, Pennsylvania, they're all over the place now. Because we can't literally getting priced out of paradise, So it's
who are better
it's one of those
fans?
teams.
You know what? Who I do give respect for though that I think are knowledgeable are the college football Florida fans. They seem to know way more about the sport than in the NFL. So the Hurricane fans, the Gator fans, and Dole fans, they know their game.
Canes fans don't. I'm a Canes fan.
I'm a Cane fan too.
I love
the
my
Noles.
Canes. But the Canes, when they're relevant, and that's another thing too, when the team is relevant, then you see the fans come
Then
out.
those
are not
If they're playing horrible,
They're rent-a-fans.
No, but I guess
and you're
my
right.
experience
You're
of talking
right.
to those fans, they have knowledge. But let's keep going. I wanted to answer your question. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the next one. Dallas. Do you think they're a top 5 team, Byron?
Yes. Because of the one guy, the guy on defense, Micah Parsons, could lead them to the promised land. Defense wins championships, and they have a top 5 defense.
Okay.
Even
DJ
without
Moore is going
Diggs.
off.
John?
One and done, baby. One and done.
Keep hope alive.
Andre, why would you have hope? See what I mean? Now you wonder why our fans question who you are loyal to.
I'm loyal to the Giants, man. Stop it.
Vic, that the vein's coming out, Vic. Calm down, Vic. It's coming out.
Why would you want to have any hope alive for the Cowboys? I want no hope alive for the Cowboys.
Because I'm rooting for a team that's awful. I might as well jump on somebody else's bandwagon.
We have Detroit, Byron.
I'll jump on.
I'm a Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
There you go.
Detroit, I'll give you more respect for there. And I like Philly, Andres, what do you think about the Cowboys? You think they're a top 5 team?
I think they're a top 8 team.
Okay, so
but
no.
not top 5. They're just outside the 5.
They're looking in, seeing what's going. No,
John, did I ask you?
I'm making this point with him.
Who do you think? Do you think they're a top 5 team?
Phil.
Do you think they're pop? John, did you?
No, they're. I'm with Andres. They're an 8 team.
Big Philly.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're in the top 10, but not the top 5.
Yeah, I don't think they're a top 5 team. But let's get with that real quick. I want to give a shout out to. I can't believe how time is going. I want to give a shout out to Micah Parsons, man. I do have his talent, but the reason why I got a shout out to him. It was because of him. I tweeted out something and I got a lot of responses. He did not like, and I did not like it either, Rodney Harrison's comment to Chris Jones. It's weird, Byron. You're the only one here playing in the NFL. Byron played for Minnesota. I hate when you're pick which ones you are. You're a player. You're not a player. You want the players using you want people getting money. You want to get money. The way he talked about Zach Wilson was just embarrassing as a former player. Then he tried to entice Chris Jones to say bad things about him. And why I have respect for Micah Parsons came out as the one who tweeted, because I don't understand the media. This kid played a really good game. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes in that particular game. He may not be at that level or so forth, but why are you calling him that? This is Micah Parsons, a defensive player defending a Zach Wilson who has nothing. LeBron shouted out to him.
He actually played him week 2. He played against him week 2.
Right. And Rodney Harrison, my brother was telling me I never liked Rodney Harrison. He goes, he was just on a good team. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to shout out to Micah Parsons. I thought that was honorable, respectful. Shout out to Chris Jones, the way he handled it. He said Chris Jones said he played really good football. You know what I mean? We just got the win. And Zach Wilson, shout out to him as well. Young kid, you know, it's hard just to be in the NFL. If you're the 53rd player, if you're on the practice squad, you're better than anybody in the country. Byron, yes or no?
Yes.
So
absolutely,
you know, I don't care how we could say that they're bad, but they're way better than us. So anyhow, that's the deal there. I don't think Dallas is a top 5 team. We'll see this weekend. I can't wait to talk about that. Right, and let's get to the Giants and the Dolphins, so we get some time in there and some airtime.
Hey, real quick, DJ Moore just scored his second touchdown, 17-0 Chicago.
Okay, well, we got Washington. We got to stick with that pick. You can't deny it to Flake, Byron.
Man, I was like, why did I pick Washington?
Hey, so Dallas and San Francisco, Byron. Tell me about this game. What are the keys to victory for both teams?
They're going to have to block that guy that plays for the 49ers. What's his name again? Nick
Not
Bosa?
the bad Bosa. It's Bosa, but it's not the bad Bosa. It's the one that's not injured.
It's the good Bosa. The one
Bosa, right? Yeah, the good Bosa.
They're going to have to block him. Dallas is going to have to be able to stop the running game and the passing game. Brock Purdy is a little bit better than I think we are. You know, he might be a system quarterback, but you know, who knows? But he did play a lot of football, you know, Iowa State, so he's not bad, you know, at all. And he's making the right reads, and you know, he's making sure his playmakers are getting the ball. So 49ers, man, they're not bad at all.
And what are your thoughts on McCaffrey playing? I mean, he's playing, man. They're like 8-1, 9-1. Him and Purdy got the same record since every game he's played. They've only lost one game since McCaffrey's came to the team.
And where's it all start with them? They have a great offensive line. They have a very good offensive line with Trent Williams, the left tackle. It all starts up front.
And a great defensive line.
Yeah.
Which are the two things that both New York teams do not have.
Yes. Well, the Jets are not that bad.
And no different than Colorado, poor Dion, right?
Yep.
I mean, they're weak on the offensive team. Yes, Andres.
I would like to also point out that the wide receivers for the San Francisco 49ers are the only wide receivers in all of the NFL that consistently block during running plays.
Yeah.
That's from that Shanahan system. Kyle learned from his dad.
Shout out to Andrew Haystoker, the wide receivers coach over there at San Francisco, who's doing a heck of a job making sure those wide receivers block, because that's why McCaffrey can go to the second level, and it's always a safety or a cornerback running spy who will finally bring them down.
And they're big. Those receivers are big.
Yeah.
It was big. What do you think the keys to victory is for Dallas and in San Francisco?
I think at the end of the day, it's and I might be giving it away here. I really think that offensive line is going to be very hard for Dallas to get through.
Mm-hmm.
That offensive line is gangbusters. And then with the fact that you got wide receivers that are willing to crash and sacrifice their bodies just to block for McCaffrey tells you what shameless and humble type of offense they are. And they're not horrible on defense either.
Nope.
And look, hey, Purdy's playing good football, man. For last year, you don't know what he's going to come out, right? For him to be at that pick, that injury is a bad injury that he had. He's playing good football. I mean, he's picking the right reads. He's doing the right things. I mean, he's playing better than, think about it. He's playing better than a lot of quarterbacks that were picked way ahead of him. And man, that has freed up San Francisco for some time because they're not paying him a lot of money. John, thoughts, keys?
I agree, Landra. It's going to be that if Micah can get through that offensive line, that's going to be. I'm not saying he's not going to get at least 1 or 2 sacks, but he's not going to have the same kind of pressure he has had over the last couple of weeks. So I think they're going to meet their match. Plus, defensively, Bosa, can wreck a running and a passing play in a heartbeat. One step, he's gone. So that's and going to what Andre said, it's the Shanahan method of coaching. Your wide receivers block, period. Ed McCaffrey and Rod Smith blocked. Okay, we talk about Christian going to that next level. That's how Terrell Davis used to get to that next level. So I'm saying San Francisco. I'm going to say by 7. It's going to be tight, but I'm saying by 7.
Oh, you think only by 7?
Yeah.
Big Philly?
Obviously to me, the X factor is McCaffrey. Who's going to cover him? Is it going to be Parsons? Who they're going to, who else are they going to stick on him and slow him down, right? I don't trust Dak, and that's been the biggest issue. Tony Pollard kind of hasn't come back yet from that injury. Really hasn't moved the ball like that, in my opinion. You do have great offensive pieces like CeeDee Lamb and stuff for Dallas, but they haven't really done anything yet, right? In my opinion, there hasn't done anything where I'm like, okay, they're getting back on track because they haven't really played anybody. So, this is going to be their first true test for that Dallas team. Unfortunately, they're without Diggs, which I would have loved to see that matchup there in their secondary. But I do got San Fran winning this game. I think that they're not going to be able to contain McCaffrey, and that's going to be the biggest issue for them.
I think they're going to win by more than 10.
Well, but you have to understand, Dallas still has the greatest leader in Dallas Cowboys history at quarterback.
Right. That's right.
According to Jerry.
That's right. That's what he said.
Dak is the greatest leader.
The reason why I think they're going to win way more than 10 points is because I think that they're going to run hard on Dallas because like Cardinals showed it that they were able to run. And once they do that, and then Big Philly made a point. If Parsons has to worry about McCaffrey, he's going to be neutralized. You understand? Because if he's not, if Parsons, what makes him great is when he's free to attack. You know what I mean? Yep. To be his. If he has to worry about something, you just neutralize the best player on your team, right? And I agree. By the way, every sportscast broadcaster, they all tell you like okay, when they talk about Cowboys okay, great. All right, do you trust him over Jalen Hurts? No. Do you trust him over Josh Allen? No. Do you trust him over Brock Purdy? No.
He just hasn't won. He hasn't won. That's the issue.
Look at the interception he threw against the Cardinals. Yeah, no. So I mean, it is what it is. We'll go from there. All right, let's get into the game for Big Philly here. We got I'm scared of this. Well, first of all, I really thought I was impressed in the beginning of the game with Buffalo and Miami because they scored 28 points, right, on 4 possessions. Yes?
Yeah.
Buffalo scored, Miami scored. Yeah. Buffalo scored, Miami scored, and then it stopped, right? And something just happened there. Josh Allen was playing lights out. I still think Josh Allen's a little bit a gunslinger a little bit, but he's got a good enough team there. But they were going up and 4. I thought it was going to be a lot closer game than it ended up being, to be honest with you. I didn't think that was going to happen.
I thought it was going to be within 7.
I think there's an argument to be made that Josh McDaniels is
I mean Mike McDaniels.
Mike McDaniels.
Not Joshy. Not Joshy. Leave Joshy alone.
Sorry.
I was like, who's Josh?
Mike McDaniels is he's showing off a little bit too much of the playbook.
Yeah.
Byron?
So with Miami's offense, right? They run a lot of motion personnel, and then they also have a lot of option routes and things of that nature, depending on what the look is. So even against Denver, that little shovel pass to A-Chain, they're like, oh no, it's not the same play. No, it was the same play. It's just a different read. So he's able to do stuff like that and manipulate the playbook to make it look like another play, but realistically, it's just the same play. It's just they're reading based off of the read.
Big Philly, what I'm getting at is you're teaching me what you do against different formations, different coverages. So now I know what you're doing in this coverage. Now I know what you're doing in that coverage, and I'm making the adjustments.
And it doesn't help that they don't make adjustments.
Well,
no.
But I think
they don't make adjustments.
What I think Andres is saying, correct me if I'm wrong, Andres, is that McDaniels is showing too much of his arsenal too early. And so if you're doing it by game 4, you got 13 games to start saying these guys could come this way, they could come this way, look out for his look, You know what I mean? I think that's what he's talking about, right? Like McDaniels
Right.
is just, you put up 70 points, and then come back with 20. That's not a good. It's a good average, but it's not a good way to run your team. But anyhow, let's get to the Dallas. I mean, to the Dolphins.
He should have run 5 running plays.
What are the keys to the Giants to holding them under 14 points? Playing in Dolphin Stadium. Byron, and then we'll go to Big Philly first, and I'll go around the corner.
Let's see. Hopefully the Dolphins don't show up, on Sunday. There's 90 degrees outside. Somebody gets 2 main poisoning or something. That's the only way the Giants are going to beat them. It's not happening. It's going to be hot. I'm sure it's going to be hot in Miami. They're going to complain about that. The Giants. What's cool? 80.
Yes.
Well, it's been cloudy. That is cool for us.
Okay. On Sunday, it's going to be 90 degrees when the Giants come when they play. And they're going to put a clinic on them, and it's going to be ugly because the Giants can't block and they can't tackle, they can't throw, they can't do anything.
Byron's being nice. Byron's being nice to you, Big Phil. He makes fun of me because I tell him that in Florida, if it's under 72, we're cold.
Yeah, it's sweater weather. It's hoodie weather at 72.
Yeah. Hey, Byron, but you made a good point, and several other people is the Giants just they look lackluster. They don't look like football players that want to play with some intensity.
Yeah, here, picture this. Remember back in the day, I'm going to go to back in the day, playing defensive line. Okay. We played that team. We're playing a team, whatever it is, and everybody took a turn getting to the quarterback. It got so bad that, all right, you high five the next guy. All right, your turn, next. That's what it looks like when the Giants offensive line. All right, next. All right, your turn, next. And they're high fiving each other. And then you have, other professional athletes, the guy from San Francisco saying something about Daniel Jones, Devin Witherspoon saying something, that he locks on a quarter. People normally don't do that. And that's, have a little pride about yourself. Yeah, just a little pride, man. This stuff is happening because, when they played last week, it was a whole lot of free runners, man, running at this guy from the back. Neil, whatever his name, Neil, he blocked Waller one play.
Witherspoon.
No, I'm saying no. On one play, they show where Waller was blocking the guy. Next, all you see is Neil come out, pushes Waller off the guy, and the guy he was supposed to block runs underneath him. Come on, who does that?
Yeah,
I just want the Miami to show a little mercy and keep it under 70. That's all. I'll be happy with that.
Big Phil. I don't think. What I like, I'll let you go. But what I do like about McDaniels is he's not looking to show mercy to anybody. If he can, he's playing. I like his aggressive style. What he's doing with that young team, I really do. I like that. If it's he can get a field goal, he's already up by something. He went for it on 4th down. I kind of like that. Big Philly.
Well, I wish he showed no mercy last week, but unfortunately, he showed a lot of mercy. But this game against the Giants, I do think Miami's going to get back on track with their offense. They have to, especially after that embarrassing loss against Buffalo. You heard it, Tyreek say himself. He was like, "Yo, that was a tough one," but we already moving on to next week, basically. Even for you guys as Giants, right? In order for you guys to win this game, you're gonna have to apply a lot of pressure and take away that first read. So your secondary is definitely going to have their handful this week. But with that being said, with Miami, they can't take this game lightly. This is another trap game. They got to come out. They got to dominate on the line of scrimmage. That was another thing last week. They gave up 4 or 5 sacks. Mostert, my God, hold on to the ball for the love of God, please. 2 fumbles, that was unacceptable, which cost 14 points. Unanswered points, I might add, leading into the half. So things like that, just not shooting ourselves in the foot. Okay, take care of that ball. Don't turn the ball over. And let Tyreek do his thing. That's what we brought him here for. You guys talked about the trade for the with Seattle, the Russell Wilson trade. We talk about the Trevor Lawrence trade. Trevor Lawrence provided us this entire team for the most part. And now look where Trevor Lawrence is for a 5th round pick. He went to Dallas. So that's going to be that's going to be what we're going to have to
Trevor
do.
Lawrence, you mean he went to the Jaguars?
I mean, sorry, no, Trey Lance. I'm sorry, Trey Lance. I'm sorry.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking about the Jags right now. But yeah, no, Trey Lance, ended up going to
49ers.
He went to the 49ers, but he got traded to Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Dallas now for what, a 5th round pick is what they gave up for him.
A ham sandwich.
A ham sandwich, and you gave up the entire buffet for him.
Yep.
That's how I look at it.
But they're getting saved because they're performing. If they weren't performing, Lynch would have been lynched.
Oh, dude, yeah, by far. Yeah, that's the only reason why. But that's what they always say, right? Winning cures everything.
Yeah.
And you know that McCaffrey trade is what saved them, in my opinion. But yeah, nonetheless, this is a trap game for Miami. The next couple games for us are trap games, minus the Philly game, obviously. But we play the Giants next week. This weekend we play Carolina next week. So we need to get back on track and build up, and hopefully Armstead can get healthier by the Philly game so we can have him back for Philly, because that's going to be a tough matchup as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's Andres, you got anything to say about this? Because we're getting a little bit late. I want to go around real quick. Yeah, get our picks in real quick. It's gonna be too long. So Byron, you're gonna have to get your picks in.
It's all right. It's all right. I just I just feel that, McDaniels needs to go ahead and tame that playbook a little bit better, man. I mean, he's showing the world all his tendencies a little too early.
Mm-hmm.
And the term that you used last week, Andre, I'm going to use it again, Madden. He's playing Madden with real players.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. He is.
He is. And that means fine, but sooner or later, someone's going to catch up to it. It's not going to be this week, because Miami is going to handle the Giants fairly easily, like Byron says. But, I think that, like we talked about last week, he's playing Madden basically. And Brian Dable, I don't think ever played Madden. So there you go.
All right. And let's wrap this
up.
Played
Madden last week.
Let's wrap this up with the Broncos.
They're going to lose. I mean, it's what? You want me to say they're going to win?
Against the Jets?
I just want to give you some
against
love.
The Jets?
The Jets.
Against the Jets. They are going to lose.
Bro, they're going to beat the Jets.
They're going to lose to the Jets. Let me explain why. Because Sean Payton couldn't keep his mouth shut and ran smack about Nathaniel Hackett. Now, he was right, but he had yet to coach a game with the Broncos. And he's talking smack about how bad the Broncos were last year under Nate Hackett. And they were. But he had yet to win anything with Denver. He's running back. So they have been, it doesn't matter who's the quarterback. All right. It can be Zach Wilson. He could be looking up the stands to see if, someone's attractive mom is up there, but it is what it is. They are going to get their butts whooped against the Jets. All right. They can win. They're probably going to win.
He's going on record picking the Jets, Byron. Yeah. I think
I picked the Dolphins last week. Or not the Dolphins. I picked the Bears last
2 weeks ago.
I picked the Dolphins.
Yeah, you
then
did
too.
You did pretty good there.
Well, funny fact about the Dolphins 2 weeks ago against Denver. McDaniels actually wanted to interview for that Denver job.
Yeah, I know.
They declined it.
Yeah,
and then.
But Byron, I'm a little confused. Wasn't John excited that that Sean Payton was going to Broncos?
Until he brought in Vance Joseph, and I'm on the record saying that too, Byron. You know that as well.
He did say that.
Okay, yeah, okay. Number one. And number two, I was on the record saying Payton needed to take the Chargers job. That's the job he needed.
No, the Chargers have the greatest coach
they could ever have. Brandon Staley is the greatest coach.
Okay. The greatest coach.
Stop.
Coach in the
wait. So Big Philly and Andres understands there's a disconnect between, because on my screen I have me in the middle, I have Andres on the bottom left, I have Big Philly on the bottom right, I got John on my right, and I'm bookend between Byron and John. So the reason why I say that is they're both saying the same thing about being the greatest coach, but one means the total opposite than the other. So we're crystal clear for our fans. So our co-host John, who's a Denver, Colorado sports enthusiast, the reason why he says Staley is the best coach is because he wants him to do poorly because he's in the same division of the Broncos. That's the only reason why he's saying.
Yeah.
Byron's saying it because because I don't like him, so Byron just prefers to go against me. And two, I don't know what the other reason Byron's
Well,
doing.
Vic, just to be fair, I'm kind of doing it for that reason as well.
But Big Philly, that dude should have been fired when he went for it and lost to the Raiders and not getting Herbert into the playoffs.
Let it go, man.
Okay, no.
Let it go, man. Brandon
listen to me.
Staley is a great coach.
Jimmy Johnson.
They had
When you have Jimmy Johnson and Terry Bradshaw, two of the greatest, stating, I would never have that guy coaching for my team. He should have been fired already.
Well, guess what?
I said it 2 years. I said it 2 years ago.
Well,
Vic, the vein.
honestly last
Vic,
year.
The vein, Vic. You got the vein coming.
Yeah, the vein's coming. Veins coming. Go ahead.
Last year, I actually picked LA to take that division, and they just
Bro.
I thought the West was supposed to be this.
Big
I know,
Philly.
I know,
You can't
I
say
know,
LA. There's 15 LA teams.
The Chargers.
Exactly.
But don't get me wrong. I thought highly of the West last season coming into the season, right? And it just didn't work out that way.
So did we. We had what we have
Kansas
the
City
AFC.
just ran it again, bro. No hill, no nothing, and they ran it again.
Kansas
And
City's
it's like,
still
dude,
tough.
when are you going to take that next step?
Speaking of Hill, he scares me against the Giants, man. I don't know how they're going to stop. He's going to probably put up 200. I think he's going to get at least 200 yards receiving.
Well,
anyhow.
don't say that, because my wife in my fantasy league, she has Hill. So I'm going to be very depressed on Sunday.
Dude, didn't he say he's going for like over 2,000 this year in yards?
Yeah, he wants 2,000.
But you understand why he wants 2,000, right?
Why?
Because check out how much money he's going to get if he hit the 2,000 mark.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's almost like double the salary.
Wow.
Oh, that I didn't know. I thought that was his.
That's that incentive.
Oh no! If he hits 2,000, he gets like double his salary.
Yep. The owner, when he realizes he's close, the owner is going to call down. Don't throw the ball to him.
They do that. People don't realize that. But
it's going to be 1999.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
Oh yeah, it's happened to people before.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
Yeah,
Wait. Time out.
Because everything I've heard, the quarterbacks.
They did it to Reggie Bush here in Miami, though. They did it to Reggie Bush here.
Hold on.
Maybe it's a Miami thing because most quarterbacks, even Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, they make sure their guys get their bonuses when they're close. Okay.
Hold on, Vic. You're telling me that the owner who got in trouble and got caught trying to work up a scheme to get Sean Payton and Tom Brady, the one that gave Brian Flores a hard time to go for winning,
Justin Herbert.
You know, the guy who gave Brian Flores a hard time because he was winning a few games.
Mm-hmm.
No, you gave him a hard time because he kept
telling me that guy, that guy who donated $1.6 billion to the University of Michigan, that guy is not beneath him to call and say stop throwing to a particular guy.
No, I didn't say that it's not beneath him.
You got a little different now, huh?
He does. I will say that Stephen Ross is passionate to win.
Yeah,
I will say that, and he is willing to do anything and everything to win.
I don't think he's beneath him.
That's why we got in trouble.
I don't believe he's beneath it to him to do that, but I think that for them to win, I'm not saying he has to have 2,000 yards. For them to win, Tyreek has to consistently play at a high level. And because he's so explosive, dangerous, Tyreek can take a 10-yard pass and turn it into 60 yards with no problem. Okay?
Waddle too.
Yeah, and
Waddle's another one.
No. But we're talking about what Byron is saying is this guy is at 1,800 yards and he's got 2 more games to go, and he's going to make sure that Tyreek Hill is not targeted enough times to reach the 2,000 mark.
Here, I'm going to set for example. He was talking about it today. Shannon Sharp was talking about when he was, the first half of one game, he got all these yards. Mm-hmm. He needed like 5 more yards to get 1,000 yards. He had, he was close in the first half. The second half, they did not throw him the ball not one time. And who was his quarterback?
Not even one target.
Not one target in the second half.
That'd be Elway, no?
I think it was 995. That's where he ended up. So they do it. If they did it to him, they'll do it to somebody else.
They did to Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush had to make 1,000 yards, and they left him at 985, I think, that year with the Dolphins. They didn't re-sign him the next season. What is it?
987. They sat him down the last quarter of the game.
Then I guess the only two quarterbacks that I know that got away with it then have been Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, because they have been known. No one stopped. Brady went back in the game to get $1 million. Gronk, $1 million. Aaron Rodgers played and got his guy. He says the number one thing, they make sure they know what their receivers' incentives are. So they get the stats, so they know they got to take care of their guys.
That's why those players take those type of deals in those specific teams, because they know that these guys are going to look out for them.
Yeah,
but not everybody's like that.
I mean, because the issue. Brady was on tape; it was all over YouTube. What's Gronk?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brady,
put me back in the game. He comes back in the game, and Gronk comes up. I just made $1 million. Drinks on me.
When Tom was there, 90% of their contracts were like structured with incentives, and they were typically low salary because Vets just wanted to go there and win the Super Bowl. That's all they wanted.
They did it,
and they did it, and they got their incentives checked because of Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. All right, gentlemen. Big Philly, tell us about your show. When we can join? When can we watch it? Tell us a little bit about it.
Definitely. So we're on YouTube and Twitter, Miami Fan Talk, at Miami Fan Talk Show right there on YouTube.
Hold on. Can you put it in the chat for us so I can put it on our next show so we can promote it for you?
Yeah, hold on one second.
Put it in the chat.
But yeah, so again, I got a couple guys there. I got my boy Turbo. He's currently a journeyman trying to get to the NFL. He's trying out for arena football this spring or this winter, really, because I think their tryouts are like in January or something like that. He plays linebacker. And then I got my boy Mike. So we just have fun. We talk about the entire NFL, not just the Dolphins. Yeah, man, we just sit there with just three guys having fun, man, talking smack. We talk a little bit about betting, surprise picks, stuff like that.
When is it? When is it?
Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights at 8:00 is what we're gonna go live.
At what time, Byron?
What?
8:00.
Byron's fingers are always messed up. So Wednesday night at 8:00, and how can they find you? It's on YouTube. It's on Stitcher, Spotify, all that.
YouTube. I'm trying to get you guys the link, but for some reason YouTube right now is being a pain in my what.
Okay, what's it? But just type in the name because that way just put it. Don't worry about it.
I got you. Miami Fan Talk Show.
Miami Fan or Miami Fin Talk?
Miami Fan, not Fin. Ain't nothing with the Dolphins on that show because actually it's funny. Everybody's now it's not so much, but prior we had a Green Bay fan on there as one of the hosts. I'm a Dolphins fan, obviously. Turbo, he's a huge Ravens fan. So we do like to mix it with other fan bases. I typically don't want a bunch of just Dolphins fans on one platform because then it's just the same thing, repetitive, Yeah. Because there are some Dolphin shows I go on to. But yeah, we want to do it with the whole NFL, not just focusing on the Dolphins. So we like to talk about everybody, including your Giants.
Yeah. Well, you see how we do it, right? We talk about our piece and then we go around, and depending on
definitely a lot more structured than now it's a lot better. Before it's just everybody shouting.
What was that? What was that, Andrew?
I go in a circle.
Oh. Yeah.
What is that, Chuck and Larry?
I don't have
Chuck and Larry, the wedding scene.
Yeah.
Love is a circle.
That's hilarious. All right, well, great. So tune into the Miami Fan Talk Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Jersey Boy Sports Talk is every Thursday at 8 p.m. You can hear us on a smart speaker. Please, Big Phil, you're going to have this. It'll be there. Please promote our show. We'll promote yours as well.
Of course. Vice versa, man. I'd love to have y'all on next time we're on live.
Sure.
It should be Wednesday.
connect with Santiago. He'll let me know. I'll come on. I'm sure, Byron, we have no problem coming on, promoting what you guys Jersey. And I live down there as well. So maybe we could even, because sometimes I go to places to do live shows. And then bring in fans and so forth.
Nice.
And I was trying to do it here, but there was nothing open in Amboy for me to go. Byron, can
you should have done it at the Barge.
It wasn't conducive to the Barge. It was
the Armory across the street.
The Army was packed.
Really?
Yeah, and then we were trying to do it at the American Legion, but they closed at 8. So,
but the Moose Lodge?
I think that's closed. I don't even know if that's open anymore.
What with Richie and them?
Richie was American Legion.
Okay,
that's where Richie was trying. Richie was trying to get me an American Legion.
Chicago's about to score again.
Oh man, we lost this game.
Washington threw a nasty pick in their own red zone, and they're
Favreira's going to get fired, right?
Yeah, he's going to get fired.
He's going to get new ownership. There's no.
He's not get fired.
The GM too, dude. They're quarterback away.
I don't blame him, and I like Ron Rivera, but I don't blame him. But you can't have new ownership and be, you can't lose. You lose to Chicago. We just all 5 of us picked them as the worst team except for John, and that's John because he's pissed off.
Dude, they're making. Look, he just threw another passing touchdown to Komet.
Oh,
they're making it Brandon Fields from last season, 27 to 3.
Okay,
27-3.
Hey, guys, I gotta jump.
Yeah, so I'm ending right now. So thanks, John. No, you gotta go. Uncle Eric, say hi to Uncle Eric.
Will do, and don't forget VictorRocho.com. VictorRocho.com.
That's right. If you want to learn,
build generational wealth, people.
Thank you. That is true. Go on my site. It's going to get even more improvement. We got to change. I also got to, if anybody got kids anywhere from 6 to college, we have a great program called Gravy Stack. It teaches them good Christian principles using money. You can start off with the free app. It's really good. And then it's like $70 for the year, but it builds really good character. It builds them how to use their money. I wish I had it and had it for my kids and, teaching them some good stacks. Everything I do is on biblical financial principles, either getting out of debt, helping businesses grow their money. I want to change the landscape of financial education as it relates to, whole life insurance and how you're able to leverage it. And help people to grow, especially people of color, especially Latin people. So if you're a small business owner, it's excellent for you. So he brought it up, so I'm going to shout it out there. Don't forget, guys, we always like to promote too. Big Philly, we like to promote donating to the Wounded Warrior Project. So if you go to woundedwarrior.org, please, if you could do $10, $15. I'd like to say thank you to Andre Gisbert and to Byron, who both served honorably in our military. My dad, God rest his soul, was a 20-year vet, a Bronze Star also. So Wounded Warrior Project. Don't forget Jersey Boys Talk next week. Byron, I'm going to send you the list. Pick up your piece next week, 8:00. Please promote our show. Smash the like button if you like that. We also, if you go to some of our past shows, Big Philly, in some of our past shows, you'll see Byron did a really good job on depth charts, like the best 25, the best league, the best, there's a lot of good stuff he has. Your wife may like it.
I love to pick your guys' brain, bro. You guys, it's a lot different than most of the other podcasts out there. So
how'd you like
definitely
the show?
A lot different.
How'd you like the show?
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. And you guys definitely have a unique show with a lot of experience, a lot of guys on the panel with experience, which is different compared to some of the other shows I've been on, which they're all great shows, but it's to his or their own, so it's more like depends on what you like. But I like to talk to people that are knowledgeable because when you do want to learn more, right? The whole objective is to grow and learn from the right people. So it's always great to see that. Like Andre, I love to pick your brain about the analytics. I was kind of talking to you before the show. It's like, bro, that stuff is like Chinese to me, dude. I'm still trying to learn most of it. So
I'm gonna send Andre.
If it was easy, everyone would.
I'm gonna send Andre a background screen. I was gonna tell you. I'm glad you liked the show, Andre. Also, when I first asked him on the show, he was a little hesitant to come on the show because he got sandbagged by some jerk. And that's
we don't do that.
We don't do that, right?
Brian, what year you played? If you don't mind me asking.
85. That was enough. And then I decided.
Did you guys? You ever played against Jeff Dellenbeck?
I'm way before him. When was he there?
He was there. He got drafted 85, I think. 85, 83.
No, yeah, no.
He got drafted to the
Well,
Fins. He was our
Put it
center.
this way, I played for Don Strock was one of the quarterbacks I played. He was on that
That's when
team.
Marina was there too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was a bit.
Yeah, I'm
it
old.
was a long
I'm
time
old.
You
ago.
could tell by his beard,
All
right?
right.
You could tell by his beard.
The gray hair.
It's all right.
But
I mean, it was
I'm
before I was born, but it's all right.
I'm glad you like the show. You're welcome back on, but let us know. We'll get some more on it. Andre's always got a good insight. You haven't even gotten to some of the stuff. We've taken a light. The Giants have been so bad this year that we've taken a light on Andres because we were excited because since he's one of the analysts and we always make fun of how they always do the analytics, but the analytics guy never gets interviewed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they make a dumb play, but the analytics said to do that play, so we didn't get a chance to. We haven't had a chance to really bother Andres, and he hasn't come on too much this year because he's been a little busy. He's going to come on a little bit more as the season progresses. But we usually
Isn't the XFL USFL merging, Andre? Because I heard that was coming.
Yes.
Okay, so it is official. They have agreed to terms. They're just waiting for SEC Security Exchange Commission to agree with the filings and everything, and then they're going to meet with both players unions and agree with both referee associations. Currently, what most people don't realize is the USFL was using the Big Ten referees, the Big Ten Association of Referees, which is also the same referees that do it that are for the Mid-American Conference and as well for the Missouri Valley Football Conference, whereas the XFL was using the Pac-12 Association of Referees, which was also for the Mountain West and the Southland. So there's a lot of ironing out of the details. They will. I do not believe it is official yet, but it is pretty much known that the USFL is solvent. They are, they profited by week 4, whereas the XFL, they're $60 million in debt.
Ooh wee.
and it comes down to the fact that USFL was very frugal. They weren't paying their coaches $1 million contracts. They weren't paying their, they were both paying about the same salary wise to the players.
I take a job as a coach.
But but yeah, I mean, it's good. It's really exciting stuff that's going on. I'm really excited to give a shout out to Kevin Rader. He sent me a text message this morning. He's a tight end. He's a former tight end of ours at Youngstown State. He just got moved up to the 53-man roster over there with the Tennessee Titans. I'm really excited for him. I know he got hit with the injury bug a couple of different times.
Get him on our show, brother.
Hey, if I could, I would, man. I don't know how that works when it comes to an NFL player, but I'll let you know.
It's easy. Say, look,
you got to get the time for them. That's the issue.
Just tell them get on the Jersey Boys Sports Talk. That's Victor Arocho said that. That's it.
I mean,
there's no question on it.
Yeah,
on our show.
When you think about it, Youngstown State right now currently has 6 guys on active rosters.
Good for them.
I mean, that's more than half of the teams in FBS right now.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited. I think we have a great end of the last 2/3 of the season are here.
Mm-hmm.
Our Youngstown State is 2-2, and we're going up against the number 3 team in the nation this Saturday. So it's gonna
good luck.
Who are you guys playing?
Yeah. We're playing Southern Illinois.
Okay.
All right, well, gentlemen, we got to get going.
SIU.
Let me wrap this up. Byron, thank you as always. I'm seeing your sister Saturday with the whole group, so I'll tell her to say hello. I'm sure she's gonna give me
She's definitely gonna say something.
She's always nice though. She's always a sweetheart. I ain't worried about your sister.
Okay.
Yeah, she could give me
Marine. Don't forget that.
I was gonna say, wasn't she a Marine?
She's a Marine. Yeah, but she's a sweetheart.
Her sergeant.
She's a sweetheart, and and she, yeah. So, gentlemen, Big Philly, good having you. We'll have you back on. We're looking forward to seeing your show. God bless everybody. Have a good night. Bless all your families and bless those out there. Safe travels, everybody. Talk to you soon. Byron, I'm going to be here for a bit, so let's try to connect. Are you going to come up? We'll come up. I'll call you. Okay. Right. Bye.